Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This is Anthony Smoak. Go ahead and check me out on anthonysmoak.com. Definitely hit subscribe here on YouTube. If you learned something, go ahead, hit that like button, leave a comment, and make sure you ring the bell so you get that notification when I drop a new video. Today, we are back in Tableau Public, I should say, and we're doing a teardown or reverse engineer of a dashboard put out there by Zen Masters Anya, Tamas Foldi, Allan Walker, Jonathan Drummey, right from the Tableau COVID-19 data resources page. And in the last video, right, I went over how to put together this KPI and this area chart here. So when you change, we can go from new to cumulative, and that will update here. And we can go from positive cases or deaths. So if I select deaths, well, that's not gonna affect this, but that will affect what shows here. So what this affects is cumulative or new. And what I'm going to show you in this video is how this additional parameter, positive cases or deaths, affects the map. We're going to put together this map, and we're going to put together this this bar chart. So this should be fairly quick, fairly simple. Again, I didn't put this dashboard together. This is coming to you from, again, the COVID-19 resources page that, or COVID-19 data hub that Tableau puts together. So one of my schools I went to is Georgia Tech, and they have the, in the fight song, we talk about hell of a engineer. So the role we're taking on today is hell of a reverse engineer, because we're just going to reverse engineer what's going on here and make it simplified, and so you can copy it. So also, my undergraduate institutions, Clark Atlanta University, shout out to HBCUs. And Chris Paul, if you're watching this, send me some of those custom Clark Atlanta University shoes you were rocking in the playoffs. So I'm sure Chris Paul watches Tableau videos, so I got to put this out here somehow. Before we get into this, right, let me first say this. Let me share this with you because my successes are your successes because you're watching my videos. But in case you didn't know, the 2020 Tableau Ambassadors have just been announced, right, for 2020. And then if we go down to Tableau Public, do you see anyone that you know? So I have been, someone nominated me, and I was selected to be a Tableau Public Ambassador. So thank you very much. I'm going to share that success with you because if you weren't watching, if someone didn't nominate me, I wouldn't have been selected. So thank you, my people, my subscribers that have been down since day one here. I really appreciate it. It is quite an honor, and I hope to continue to do good work. So it's just amazing, surreal to see my picture next to people that are doing so well in the Tableau community, people that I follow. I mean, Chantilly, Kevin. I mean, that's just an honor just to be listed here. So thank you for whoever nominated me, and thank you for watching my video. So let's get into building out our map and our bar chart here, right? So I'm not going to show you the formatting here, dashboard layout. I have videos on dashboard layouts. Go check out my original COVID series. I believe in number 3, we do an extensive dashboard layout exercise there. So you can follow along that if you want to learn how to lay out a dashboard. So we are going to get started by building out the global map portion of the starter dashboard here. We're going to reverse engineer, right? So let's go ahead and get started with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and create this global map here. And so I would say go back and watch the first video in this series because you need to know how the filters work in order to create this here. And you'll recall we put together a number of calculations for our KPI, right? We got some filters here that we're going to use, and then we have our KPI calculations. So on this, what we're going to do to create our map, and luckily there's a geographic role associated with the country short name already. We can tell by the globe. I'm going to go here. right? And that brings all of our countries onto the map. And what we have to do is we have to create a calculated field called selected metric, because that's going to be parameter driven. So I've already done that. Selected metric is here, right? And we can go ahead and let's go ahead and edit and look at it. So you'll see here we have a parameter, cumulative or new, right? And those are the choices, cumulative or new. So if you're cumulative, and we have to create this parameter. I probably should have showed you this first, but we're going to create another parameter called positive cases or deaths, and it can only be positive cases or deaths. So we have in our conditional statement here options, right, for each combination of our parameters. So if I'm showing cumulative and positive cases, then show the measure that corresponds to that, people positive cases count. If I'm showing new and positive cases, then this is the measure that corresponds to that combination, people positive new cases count. Same thing for deaths, new deaths, people death new count, cumulative deaths, people death count. So you just kind of build out this this flow right here, this if then else if flow, and that will be your selected metric. This is what we're going to show on the map. So we do that, and I probably should have showed you this first, right? We're going to create a new parameter, positive cases or deaths, right? So obviously you know how to do that. You're going to create a parameter. We're not going to do it. I'll just show you the one that I have here, right? And it's just, it's a data type string, and our values are positive cases or deaths. Those are the two options that you can select. So once you create that parameter, now this should make more sense, right? Because we've created this parameter, and then these are your options, right? So, okay, we're going to say okay here. And next up, let's go ahead. We've done the parameter. I guess I can show the parameters, right? We'll just do this. We'll show parameter. Positive cases or let's show. Right, so now it's showing new positive cases. It doesn't reflect anything on our map because we have to put that sum of our selected metric on the size. So we created selected metric. Let's go ahead and put that on the size, and you'll see we have some standout countries here. Now the data isn't going to be correct, right? So if we look at US, right, you will notice that we've got 4.5 million here for the selected metric. So no country on earth has 4.5 million showing for new positive cases on a single day. God help that country if that were ever the case. God help us all. So it just goes to show the importance of analyzing this type of data. As a data analyst, we have the responsibility to make sure that we're putting the right stuff out there. So no, this would not be correct initially, right? We want to make sure, and again, we want to grab the filter. We want to make sure we're looking at this on our max date. So we'll put the date as max, filter in here and make sure that's true. And then now we'll show, okay, so on this particular day, and the data set that I'm using is as of July 31st, right? So I wanted to stay consistent, even though we are a month past that. I want to stay consistent with the same data set. So on July 31st, we're showing 67,750 new positive cases. And then if I go cumulative, right, there's our 4.5. So we want to make sure that we are showing the right information. And again, just as a review, go back and watch the first video so you understand this 1-2 punch of how we show data for the date where the U.S. and the rest of the countries in the world have data present, right? I'm not going to deep dive into this, but you'll notice there's a 1-2 punch here on how the data is set up. These are our report dates starting at 12/31, right? You'll notice that this filter right here is true. So you have to understand that we need to know all of the dates that are less than and equal to the US date, which is the max US date, which is 7/31. So all of these get a true. And then within this, within these, I say set, it's not a set in the Tableau sense, but in this set of records, right, now we need to find the max date. Okay, 7/31, that's when the max date for US, and the report date that we want to show, 7/31. We'll go ahead and grab a value here, 289,000. 289,706. So that ties back to our KPI, right? 289,328 new. Again, this is worldwide and cumulative 17 million. So in any event, just wanted to show you that. Go back and watch the first video to get a better understanding of what's going on here with the filters. But just know for US, we're showing 4.5 million cumulative positive cases, right, since the beginning of the year. And if we show new, then it'll just show US for this particular date. What I was showing you on this is worldwide. This isn't just for one country. This is every country. So that's why that's a bigger number. So, in any event, so this is pretty much the map. We could do some. Change the color here. I'm using the default colors that they have here. If I want to, I go more colors, but I can show you that this is the hexadecimal for the color, the blue that they're using. So we'll go with that. We'll stick with that. Let's go ahead and make the let's make the size. Let's move it a little bit, maybe beyond half here, right? Make that pop a little bit, and then we just want to have a decent tooltip. So we'll go in here to tooltip. Well, first of all, let's put in all of the values that we want to see first. I'm going to put in, let's see, people death count, people death new count, people positive cases count, people positive new cases count. So we have all of that in the tooltip. So now we can go in here and play around with this. Let's go ahead. Let me move this over. Let's go ahead and get rid of selected metric. Right, so we've got our death count. I'm going to move these down. Let's put that there. And so we've got our country. We have our people positive cases. Okay, so what does this look like? Preview. All right, so I don't like how this is offset. So we can do something like this. Let's highlight everything, and maybe if I move it over here, right, see how that aligns up? So there's a little trick for you. Instead of messing with tab, let's preview that. Everything lines up. So let's say okay. So now if I go over here to US, there we go. United States, 4.5 million people positive cases count, 67,000 new cases on July 31st, and then you can see the death count and the new deaths, right? Boom, here are your numbers from India. I know I have a lot of viewers from India, so giving you those numbers. Again, this is from July 31st. Brazil, obviously, standing out here as well. So let's get that vaccine going here. I'm sure everyone wants to get back to normal. So last thing on here, the title. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what I'm doing in the title. We'll edit it. All I'm doing is putting in our parameters, right? You can just go into insert, and then I've got, what is that? The cumulative or new parameter, right? Oh, there it is, cumulative or new, right? I can insert that. And then the other parameter, positive cases or deaths, and then I just select a country to see more detail, right? That's 14, Tableau Light, and that's 9. Say okay, and that way this will change. So I go cumulative, right? That will change based upon what I select here. So we have our map. Let's go ahead and move on to our bar chart. Okay, continuing on to the bar chart here. This will be fairly simple because we've done the heavy lifting so far when we created out the KPI. So we're going to start out with putting let's put our filters on there. We know we need our 1-2 punch here. So on this filter, all right, let's try that again. Boom, there we go. We need that 1-2 punch here. I'm just going to move this over to the side so you can see that that is true. We always need the set of records, and then we want where the date is max, and we want that equal to true. All right, so that's going to set us up for success on this bar chart. And then what do we want to do? First of all, obviously we know we need to have this, this is in context. So it says remove from context, but I put it in context. And then leave a comment. Again, I think my next video may either talk about, you tell me in the comments. I think these are going to be my next two videos. It's going to be explaining context filters and then maybe doing a breakdown of so if we go here, doing this breakdown of the states. So this is at a county level in the U.S., right? So I may do that. Leave a comment which one you want to see next. But anyway, we have that set up. And then let's go ahead and bring we've already created selected metric, right? There's our selected metric. So we want to bring that let's bring that to columns. Right, and then where's our country short name? Country short name. Let's bring that to rows. There we go. So we have that. I could. All right, let's go ahead and sort that. We can bring in, just so we see what we're looking at. Let's show the parameter here. Show our two parameters. What are we looking at? Cumulative deaths. Okay. Let's go to positive cases. Cumulative positive cases, and U.S. Out there at 4.5 million. So we know this number, so we know that this is working. If I change this to new, we expected to see 67,000 there, and we have that 67,000 for new positive cases. So we're going to leave it here for a little bit. So now we're just doing a little bit of formatting. Let's go ahead and change to the blue that they were using. Let's go ahead into the labels. Let's show mark labels, and sometimes it comes in a little funky here on my laptop, but you can do that. Allow mark labels to overlap each other. I may take these off for now, but you can show them if you want. I may leave those off, just showing you that you can do that. Let's go ahead and on this, let's edit the axis. Let's get rid of this title here. I don't want to see selected metric. Say OK. All right. Now a little bit of formatting here. Let's go to format. Lines, should be lines, and on the sheet I want to make sure we have, what is this, axis rulers. Let's go none there. That gets rid of that. And then let's go columns and make sure that our grid lines, right, because we want to be clean there. There we go. So we have nothing there. If we scroll down, right, there are all of our countries. Let's do something for the what do we want to do for the tooltip? Same thing as we've done before. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the same exact thing that we've done before with respect to the tooltip, right? So I'm going to bring in, right, people positive. Let's just bring all of these in here. We know we need all of these. Go into the tooltip, and same thing as we've done before. Let's get rid of selected metric. I'm going to cut and paste this, whoops, paste that there, and let's tighten this up a little bit. Let's highlight all of this, and let's go out to, can't remember, we did 2.5 before. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Now if we go over here, right now I can see everything that I could on the map. So we have our tooltip ready, and you've seen kind of same thing. Let's edit the title here. Again, I'm doing the same thing. We're just putting in the parameter, cumulative or new, positive cases or deaths, and select a country to see more detail, because we're going to put a filter on this when we put it in our streamlined dashboard. So we'll say, and again, insert, and that's how you insert the parameters here, right? So I'll just say cancel. So we have that. So this is pretty much the bar chart. So let's go over, right? You have this, we have this. Let's go over to my more polished product here, right? So all I did was I took those pieces, those same pieces, and just put them on, laid them out on the dashboard. Go and see my my original COVID series, part 3, for laying things out on the dashboard. One of the things you'll notice, I have this header up here, and it'll show, from 12/31 to 7/31/2020. I'll show you what I did here. Right, that's pretty much just, I have the filter in here because it's on all with the same data source. That's why we have this here. But anyway, it's just a blue background here, global COVID-19 tracker. And so we need this, right? So what's going on there right? You'll see global COVID-19 tracker, and I have these in white. Let me see if I can highlight these. You'll see we're using min date and max date. So I think I had max date. We have max date built out in the last video, but we need to create a min date if you want to do something like this, right? So if we take a look at, just a reminder, let's look at the max date, right? It's a fixed LOD, right? So we're just pulling the max report date out of our data set. And then what do you think the min date is going to be? Let's go in here. It's just a fixed LOD min report date. So once you have those two, and again, those the context filter is working on that to get us to 731 because the max date is going to be 8/1 if you didn't have this context filter. But anyway, that's how we get that in there. So going back to the dashboard, that's, I just kind of laid that out up here. And what else do I have on here that may be of interest? I've got some filters, right? So if I select US here, you'll see that my KPI updates because, I just put a filter action here. Right, there's Brazil. This is India, right? Everything is changing here. I also have a filter action here. If I select US, you'll see that affects this, right? You'll see that it'll affect the what we're showing here on our KPI and our area chart, right? And then I also have a hover action. So you'll notice as I hover over US, Brazil, India, it highlights on the map. So that's something that I put in as well. If you want to do that, we can take a look. Dashboard actions, right? So the first one, I have a bar chart filter. We can take a look at it really quick, right? When I select the global bar chart, right? On select of global bar chart, I want to update these two, the newer cumulative band and the line chart, right? That's show all values, say okay. That's basically saying when I select something here, it affects my two KPIs here, a KPI and area chart. On the map filter, right, you'll take a look. When I select on the map, it's also going to affect these two items here, right? So we have that on select. And then last but not least, the highlight hover action. Let's go ahead and edit that. You'll see on the global bar chart, when I hover, instead of select, hover, it's going to affect the global map. So I have those three actions there. You can put those on as well. And that's pretty much it. So this is a stripped down, simplified version of what, again, the creators, Anya, Tamas Foldi, Allan Walker, and Jonathan Drummey put out there. We did our job as hell of a reverse engineers, showing you a simplified way of getting some value out of the data that Tableau has put out there for us. I believe if you don't study great visualizations, great dashboards, you're not going to get any better. And so that I love that Tableau puts this stuff out there for us to break down and try and get better. And, I enjoy kind of doing this reverse engineering, so we'll probably do some more. So anyway, leave a comment if you like what you saw, give me a like and let me know. Again, let me reiterate, do you think I should go into context filtering next? Or if I should get into, if you'd like to see kind of a breakdown. We know how to do this, right? But this is at a state level, right? This is the official workbook that Tableau put out there that I haven't reverse engineered yet, right? So, I could select Georgia, I could select, if you're not from the U.S., you're probably familiar with at least New York, right? And you're probably familiar with California. So again, that's interesting that they have this breakdown here by county and obviously by, I believe this is county as well. If I go back to Georgia, yes, those are counties. So this has been Anthony Smoak. Hope you enjoyed this series. Again, thank you, Tableau Public Ambassador for 2020. Thank you for helping me achieve that career milestone. I really appreciate it. And get out there and do some great things with your data. Thanks for watching, everyone.